It's that streaming time again, Mel.
Streaming time?
It's that streaming time. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Dude, absolutely. Glad to be here.
I'm so happy you are here.
Awesome.
And I'm happy that you're all here too. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Hi, Sassnicks.
Hello. Hello, hello. We have something really exciting we're going to do today. That is going to be looking at the final trailer for Sonic Movie 2.
We're going to slam dunk on it.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. We're going to like look at it, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in there that we thought that it would be interesting to kind of discuss with you all and talk about and just have a conversation. So
conversations are good.
They are good. It's always good to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I see everyone just filing on in. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to watch the movie trailer, and then we're going to talk about some stuff that we had talked about.
Yes.
And maybe we can get some discussion going on in the live chat, and just have a great time. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Do you want to start it up?
Start it up.
Let's do it. Let's watch this
take a
trailer. Look at this explosion. Oh my goodness.
Blowing up all over the place.
Oh. So, let's check this thing out.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier.
These rings
He's dancing.
signify the
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk or not during the trailer. I'm just going to let them watch it.
We should be like bad moviegoers.
Yeah.
Talk
The whole time. Snow my god, no. Snow my god, baby. No. Tails a backpack.
What's happening? Okay, quick version. Robotnik is back.
It's all egg shaped.
I discovered the
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, really.
We need to get it back or the world is doomed.
So ominous.
It really is.
Some kind of space porcupine.
I am an
Oh.
warrior.
We're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to have to go up.
It's time to say goodbye to humanity. Welcome to the new norm.
This is your moment to be the big hero.
Bad time to say this, but I don't actually have a plan. Hey, you got a little something on your...
Tails is dead. It's confirmed.
It's cold in here.
Oh no.
Let's turn up the heat.
Let's turn up the heat. Hey, it's that scene we saw.
Again.
Here it is.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier. Fear not, citizens.
It doesn't matter. DC, Marvel, it don't matter.
Throw it all in there.
We stick together, no matter what.
This is a long trailer.
Yeah.
Untrained. Unworthy.
You forgot one. Unstoppable.
Oh no. Unbelievable.
Stand still and die.
For a guy named Knuckles, you are really bad at punching.
All right.
He sounds so excited.
Okay. Is that gonna work still? No. I'm trying to.
Oh, great.
Oh, let's put on the Sonic 2 music now.
Okay, go for it.
Ready?
Play it up. Hey, look, it's the Sonic poster.
It sure is, Mel. It sure is.
All right. Well, that's the trailer.
That sure is. I was raising the audio for Sonic 2 a little bit more,
For sure.
so people could hear the banging music.
We could drown ourselves out.
Yes. No. Never.
So we should probably start with some stuff we like.
I think that's a great place to start.
You know,
I really like Idris Elba as Knuckles.
he sounds really good.
He sounds great.
He sounds really cool. Like,
Absolutely true. Sorry, is it just in the audio again?
stop touching it.
I know.
You like
I need to stop.
you do the same thing when we watch TV.
It's true. When I am so difficult to watch television with, because like I'm always checking how long the video is. I'm always turning the volume up and then turning it down. Like it's just it's egregious,
It's like a live DJ.
dude. It is. It's. Well, anyways, really enjoy Idris Elba as Knuckles. What's something else we liked?
I think the color grading for this is far better than the first movie.
Right.
I've seen some things just like visually. We've talked a lot about like maybe why we don't care for movie Sonic, but as just like a movie, there's like a lot of technical things from the first one that there's a lot of stuff just kind of wrong, and felt rushed. This like one of the things was the color grading from the first film, and the color grading for this film feels a lot better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I also, when what I'm seeing, the makeup looks a lot better too for the actors.
That was a weird issue with the first film.
Yeah.
The makeup was like caked onto
Everybody.
like Jim Carrey. Yeah, like it was strange. It was almost like the movie was rushed and they didn't have time to like finish up the makeup, and they figured like, oh, the color grading will kind of will fix that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But this from what I've seen thus far in these trailers, it looks better.
It does. It certainly does.
A lot softer. It looks a lot cleaner.
Right.
Looks more real.
It does. Like the colors. I know a lot of people have talked about the colors for the characters. Like they definitely pop a lot more.
Yeah, the contrast is better.
It seems like they are more like Sonic is a different shade of blue in this one, and Knuckles and Tails look more accurate. Tails in particular has had like a lot of revisions with his character. I'm trying to find like a good picture of him here. He like comes up at one point.
Like later on.
Yeah, like I hope I'm not too late. Like when we see him, he looks less scary than he did before. Like when we first saw Tails in the original Sonic movie at the end, he looked horrifying. He looked like a live like an animatronic that had gained sentience. You know what I mean?
It's like a Muppet.
Yeah.
Get you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess the elephant in the room, something that I've been pretty vocal about throughout this whole movie Sonic experience, is just like the designs of the characters themselves.
Sure.
That's a critique. We should still talk about good stuff.
Yeah, we like talk about the things we liked.
I like how the cell phone is playing the Sonic 1 theme for Green Hill Zone, but like that begs the question: is there like
Does Sonic have video games now?
Yes, does Sonic have video games in this world? And it kind of hurts my brain when I start thinking about it.
It's like a weird kind of thought of maybe there's like a video game documentary.
Yeah.
Of him.
Right.
And they've themed him.
Right.
But how does he know about it in the context of the world?
Something else I like is Jim Carrey.
He's great.
I really like his outfit for Eggman. I like the I'm just a big fan of Jim Carrey in general. I like the bigger mustache.
I really liked him and James Marsden in the first film.
Right.
And thanks for.
I'm destroying the microphone.
This is like a consistent thing.
It
with
is.
You.
It is. The boom mic is too close.
Move it away from you.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Get this away from me.
Jeez. But I really liked both of them in the first film.
Right. Tom Wachowski was like, well, we did a video essay that chronicled our thoughts and feelings regarding the first Sonic
Tom's
movie.
the man.
And we came to the conclusion that Tom is, in fact, the man.
He's awesome.
And it seems like Tom is continuing to be the man in the second movie.
Yeah.
Which is good.
No, that's that's something that seems to have come up like from the first movie too. Is like the mentor role seems to be a little more defined.
That was the big issue that we had with the first movie, is that Tom never gives Sonic the hero talk. Typically in like the hero's journey, the mentor figure is supposed to give the hero the talk. Like, you have to use your powers for good, and you can't run away from your problems. And like, these are things that were an issue with Sonic's characterization in the first movie. It looks like in this second movie, Tom is giving Sonic the hero talk. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So good on them. It's strange that the hero talk is coming in the second movie, though.
Yeah, it is strange, but it's happening.
But that's like, I guess you could call that a bigger issue with movies nowadays, where like every movie has to be 3 movies instead of being one movie.
One movie.
Like,
We're not telling stories as standalone stories.
but what you could have done is, if you're gonna, like, you can still have the hero go through the hero's journey in the course of one movie. Like, for instance, Luke in Star Wars, he goes through the hero's journey through 4, 5, and 6, and each time he comes out a little better.
Sure.
Who's to say that couldn't have happened with movie Sonic in
Right.
this first in his first movie? Like, by the time that he's supposed to take down Robotnik, he kind of like has this vibrato about him. He's like, "Oh, my friends I'm here to fight for my own power, and like no one can take it from me." But like, at what point is that discussed with him?
Sure.
You know?
Sure. It's a weird kind of self-actualization, realization that happens, and it doesn't
Right.
really lend itself to happening. But that being said, it seems like that's going to happen
Right.
in the second film.
Right. And I mean, listen, that's great. So we're happy about Tom. We're happy with Eggman. I'm trying to think if there's like, it's cool that Eggman or Jim Carrey now has mask powers. I'm sorry, he doesn't have mask powers. He has the ability to use the Master Emerald
That's
with his technology.
Yeah, that's cool.
It looks like he's performing chaos control, which is indicative of Shadow the Hedgehog. So maybe there's something there for the third movie. It's like there are things in this movie that are like really interesting, and you know, I think Sam put it best from Sam Procrastinates when he said that, like, I like how the movie canon is now doing things separate from the video game stuff. That's a cool like thing to think about,
Right.
because we're not getting the same stories
Right.
from the games. I'm dancing to Mystic Cave Zone. I like when I dance, I move with my shoulders.
You
I
do.
have to like not use my shoulders, but what do you think?
As far as like,
Some other good stuff.
we mentioned that Idris Elba sounds good as Knuckles. I like that.
Me too.
There is a moment later on where, for as far as animation goes, Knuckles is on the snowboard, or the piece
Right.
of the badnik that he blows up, and when he lands,
Yep.
there's a bit of stretch and squash anticipation, like that. That really kind of
I know. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yep.
that had all the principles of animation to it, which is a lot of the stuff that we've been breaking down with this trailer and other things that we've been seeing is that the animations a lot of the time seem to not have a lot of those principles, or there's some of them missing. So that scene highlighted really well the principles there. I was really impressed with that.
Right.
I really liked all the environments so far that have been CG generated,
Like the
and-
waterfall place.
yeah, and
Like
the
that-
mountains and the snow
yeah.
and like all that stuff. That's looking really good.
It definitely is.
So that stuff's looking cool. I
It's-
still like the ring effect where the portal comes through and stuff like that. That's been looking cool.
Right. I think that's a really, they like, every movie has like a cool thing that happens in the movie, and that's one of the things that they've been pretty consistent with. Like, every time Sonic uses his superpower, it's always like in slow motion, and it has like all these cool effects attached to it and all
Right.
these sound effects. So it's like, oh, this is like a thing.
Yeah.
And it's cool that Tom can use the ability to like throw the ring to transport.
Well, he was able to do that from the first film, right?
Right.
So that it's it's a cool universal teleportal.
Yes. I kind of wish we had a few rings.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So we could just like,
Skip traffic.
we can go to the supermarket
Abuse the power.
and grab some green bell peppers for dinner. Like, that would be great. We would very quickly use those rings up.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
we're out of rings.
yeah. Oh god,
Casino
what do we
night
do?
zones.
If we got to go back to Casino Night Zone, it's true. To win more rings. It's fun seeing. I like Tails' voice actor or voice actress. They've done a really good job. Let me see. Oh, Tails has a cute yellow backpack now.
Oh yeah.
He's got that backpack. It's strange they didn't give him like a blue, or maybe it's like an homage to Miles Electric, because I think it's like a yellow and black backpack, and that's Tails' coloring scheme for a lot of his, products and things that he has, like the Miles Electric PDA and some of the other technology he uses. Tails and Eggman are both very similar in the sense that they need to like brand their products.
They're thinking of the future, man.
Yeah.
Monetization.
Exactly.
These guys need to fund their projects somehow.
They always have their logos on all the things that they have the things that they've built. I wonder if Tails and Jim Carrey are gonna have moments, and Sonic and Knuckles are gonna have moments together.
Well, it looks like Sonic and Knuckles are that's been most of the trailers thus far with the two
Right.
of them interacting.
Right.
It seems like Knuckles is kind of separated from Tails. Tails is knocked out at one point in the trailer.
Yeah.
So maybe gets wrecked.
Sonic's
punches him in the mouth.
You really think he gets punched in the mouth?
I hope he does. I think that would be hilarious.
Oh, that'd be really fun.
Whenever Tails gets rocked, it brings me a little joy. I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious.
So you're right. System did it phenomenally,
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
and I think us channeling. I mean, it's a very Sasso Knuckles thing to be excited about.
Yeah,
For Knuckles to get punched in the jaw.
yeah, it's great.
So I mean, this like you were saying, the 3D architecture looks really cool. What do you think of the electric effects?
I guess we're gonna start talking about.
No. Okay, all right. Let me think of any of more positives.
Well, if
The texturing on Knuckles' gloves look really cool.
that's really good. That's been really cool. I like his shoes too.
His shoes look cool.
The fuzzy part of his shoe is kind of weird, but
yeah.
I do like there's bits and pieces that are popping in the trailer that I really like.
Death Egg Robot looks cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah. Very menacing.
Yeah.
He's using chaos control here, it looks like, the way he kind of comes in here.
But I think that's something that I don't know if it feels like it's gotten kind of overlooked between the first and the second film. Are the film components, lighting, shot composition.
Stronger?
It is stronger than the
Right.
first film. We'll have to see if the editing is stronger in the second film, because the first film has some editing pacing issues.
That's something that we never even got to talk about.
Right.
During our first trailer, our first movie analysis, was the filmmaking and the editing.
Right. And there's just some fundamental things that are there were some issues
Right.
that felt like it was either overlooked by quality control or it was just it felt rushed.
Right.
It seems like there is more time put into this second film, which is great. That's always a good thing, right?
Yes.
But we'll just have to see where that kind of falls when we watch the movie.
Because we're going to be there. We're going to go and watch the Sonic movie too when it comes out for sure.
We're going to do it the same way
Yep.
we did last time, which we got to go at a time where nobody's going, so we have the theater to ourselves.
It was one of the most magical movie experiences.
Yes.
Because it was just the gang that we went with, and we all sat down, and it was like we had our own private screening.
I really hope that we get another guy like last time that laughs at the bad jokes, and
Yes.
it's just him laughing.
We need that. We absolutely need him to be.
That made the viewing
Just bring it on,
experience
yeah.
so funny.
He was just looking for wins, dude.
He was.
You know what I mean? Maybe he had the right mentality. He was
He's
there.
like, I'm here to see this film.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
in.
on now.
Um.
Nice reference to the mask here.
Oh, you know what part that I've liked so far that I like from the other trailers too is when Sonic gets blown through the wall.
Hey, guess what? We're about to watch
Yeah.
it.
This looks really
Boosh.
good.
They're like good at doing destruction effects because
Yeah.
like they've had to do it in other movies.
Mhm.
So this is like something that Paramount knows how to do.
But it looks great.
Yeah, it does. Like, look at this stuff. Look at all the debris. It's like the most epic, dramatic thing ever.
And the right choice is to do it at night, so the darkness like covers up a lot of the detail, so you feel like it's more real. Like it's good. And then Sonic, when he hits the ground and kind of bounces, it looks good.
Right. So something to kind of think about here too is just to piggyback off what you were saying. When a movie does CG at night, it leaves more of the character model to your imagination. And something that kind of championed that was Jurassic Park and the way they utilize like the T-Rex scenes.
Those were great.
And like later on, like seeing the monsters and stuff, like seeing the dinosaurs in daylight doesn't look as good. It's only when you kind of use it in like use the CG in a sparing, thoughtful way does it really kind of take it to the next level.
You're just going back and forth. Watching
Yeah,
people go
I
through
mean,
in the
like,
ground.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, maybe like a Freudian slip.
I want to see him get hit again.
Do it again. He does. It seems like movie Sonic does get pretty messed up in the movie, but he got messed up in the last movie too.
Yeah,
Like,
he did.
He's always getting like blown up
Just
and
getting jacked.
thrown off buildings
Yeah.
and so like I guess it's nice in the sense that he's like learning how
Well,
to be a better.
I'm sure too. In the beginning, what we're seeing is like him.
All that head trauma, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
sorry.
concussions,
Yeah.
galore. We're watching him kind of like come into his own more in the beginning,
Right.
And he's stopping crime and all that stuff, and then Knuckles shows up and starts waxing him. That seems to be where we're at.
Based on all of the movie trailers, we pretty much know all three acts.
We've seen the whole film.
We have.
I would say thus far, probably my biggest gripe with this trailer is that it's too long.
It just keeps showing us stuff.
And that's kind of the problem that I have with a lot of films. You go
Right.
and see a trailer, and then you're like, I just watched the whole film. There's nothing left for me to go experience, it feels like. And I really wish they'd give us a little bit less. We've been getting a lot of movie trailers over the last couple of months with Sonic.
Right.
And
I think something to consider too, and this can just be for us, the moviegoers, and like the general audience. I like your take on how you've handled the new Kirby game that's coming out. You haven't seen really anything about it.
No.
And I feel like that's going to enrich your experience.
Yes.
And I wonder if that's something that we need to do in the future with all these movie trailers. Like maybe if I didn't know so much about the Sonic movie trailer too at this point, so the Sonic 2 movie trailer, maybe my experience with it will be different, or it would have been different. You
Right,
know?
because I mean, you're not going in knowing everything,
Right.
So it's more of a surprise, so to speak. You're like, kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is what's coming up in the film, and I'm along for the ride now. My
Correct.
suspense of disbelief is, I'm here and I'm ready to experience it.
Right.
I know people don't like this take, but when they had the first design of Sonic, it was absolutely horrible.
It was
cannot
horrific.
disagree with that. It's horrible. But
Yeah.
I was in. I was like, if this is the ride we're going on,
Right.
let's go. let's see it. I really wanted to just kind of get that experience.
Right.
I'm glad that they changed it. I'm glad that they fixed them a bit, but there was this aspect where I was like, I want to see the whole film with the first model now. I really do. I hope somebody out there makes the movie with the first model.
DVD sales would have been through the roof if you had the opportunity to watch the movie
Yeah.
with the original CG Sonic model.
Yeah.
I would have bought that DVD. I would have gotten it on VHS too.
And when it come out for its anniversary,
Laserdisc.
Yep, just all of it, because that would have been wild.
Yeah. It's like a moment in movie history.
Yeah.
This looks really bad. You guys should change this. Okay, we're gonna change it.
You have to change it.
Yeah.
If you don't change it,
It's gonna
we're
be-
not watching the film.
No one's gonna go see this movie. But even like, I'm seeing the CG forest back here. It looks cool. I really like the texturing on these rocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're like fake rocks. Oh, I gotta do this thing right here. One sec, guys. Darn it.
One.
What are you looking for?
I'm just trying to go frame by frame, man.
Oh, did you click something else?
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing a great job, but the textures here look cool.
Looks fantastic, and that's something that looks really good in this movie comparative to, I'd say, the first one. I do like the textures of the
Mhm.
environments much better in this film than in the first film.
I like all the owl imagery.
Oh yeah,
It
those
kind
look
of
cool.
it brings Longclaw back into the picture.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if Longclaw is alive in this movie, and that's something that I like that they haven't shown us yet.
Right.
Because it seemed like Longclaw was getting, didn't seem like it was a good situation when Baby Movie Sonic left.
It seemed like the echidna's impeccable aim, well
Yes.
placed shot.
Yes,
It was very
it
very
rang.
accurate.
It rang true.
It was intense.
So, yeah, I mean, like, the GUN soldiers are a neat touch.
Mhm.
Seeing these guys come back in, like this is really really interesting because, like, I mean, let's face it, if the GUN soldiers are here, that means Shadow the Hedgehog is eventually going to come into the movie franchise.
We can only hope.
Either that or because, like, the big consensus, and I guess this is more speculation than analysis of the trailer, is like, is it going to be Metal Sonic or Shadow as like the next villain in this thing, And the GUN soldiers would make me, it'd be like, oh well, that must be Shadow then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe both of them will be in the movie. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
know.
Who knows?
Anything else you liked?
Not that I can remember that stood out.
Right.
That's about it for me.
I think maybe as we go through and maybe start being a little more critical,
we can look at things that we like and
Yeah.
don't like and how it kind of balances itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time?
I think it might be time. I feel like we should turn the lights off and close the blinds and
To hide ourselves from the world.
Good evening.
All right, let's take a look.
Let's do it.
Something that was strange and not necessarily like or didn't like. It was kind of weird that we see multiple scenes twice in the trailer.
I think they're doing that because, when you hover over a YouTube video and it plays the first 5 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're doing it for that reason.
That's interesting. That it's weird though, right?
It is. Just
It was jarring.
it's very weird. So anyway,
All right, let's start going the scenes and taking a look.
I'm going to mute the trailer because we're going to be going back and forth and kind of
Okay.
and messing around a lot.
Good
here.
idea.
I mean, listen, we're 12 frames in, and this. Oh no.
Yeah,
That's it, like once you play it in motion, it's not
it doesn't look good.
it's not really doing us a lot of favors here
No.
with the way that he's composited over the text.
Right. It's a very big disconnect. And that is something that I've seen be consistent between the first film and the second film now, is the compositing of the 3D characters in the real world feels very disconnected. The lighting is very like off.
And we're gonna be looking through this trailer, and we're gonna be like kind of seeing examples of that over and over again.
Yeah.
Throughout like the compositing techniques that they used. All right, guys, I'm just not a fan of these designs. Like, I know that's been like a consistent thing with me in the channel for the past like 2 years at this point. Like, I just can't get over how they made these designs the designs they're gonna use for the movies. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. like the fur with the quills, and like it just looks. It's very unsettling for me.
It also looks like they couldn't decide what they wanted to have.
It's a amalgamation,
right,
of some different ideas.
Like, it doesn't quite feel like they made a consistent decision on like, okay, we're either gonna give the hedgehog and the echidnas quills, or they're gonna give them fur and hair. We're gonna like kind of do both, but the mesh doesn't mesh well.
Like, either go in one direction or the other.
Right. I think it would have been really cool if Knuckles and Sonic were like really spiny.
Yeah, but like
that would have been cool.
It's like a texture issue. Like, I'm not a fan of like.
There's
like
also a lot of clashing issues with the textures, and when the textures move and stuff like that, they clip.
Yes, yeah, and we kind of see that too throughout this thing. Like, you have like the big, like, you know, the Sonic eyes, but it should be like a smoother texture, like how it is in like the games.
It needs to be smooth.
It needs to be nice and smooth. But like, because I don't even care about like at this point the blue arms are the blue arms. The blue arms.
I guess that's just what it is.
That it is what it is. Like, we were all desensitized to that during Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
So like, whatever.
I'm also I don't like the teeth.
The teeth are extremely unsettling.
It's like, I really don't like the teeth.
Yeah, I mean, it's just strange to me, just for like brand consistency purposes, that like the movie version can look a little different. Like, I guess to use an example would be Pikachu. Like,
sure.
Like, movie Pikachu is furry, but that kind of works for Pikachu.
You know what? The Pokemon looked really good in Detective Pikachu. They did a really good job with the compositing on them. The textures look really good. They did a really good job. I think if they could just make Sonic's teeth and Knuckles and Tails, if their teeth were smaller, that probably would feel better. You know, they're huge.
I think back to the Progressive commercial. Like, just give me that Sonic movie. Where like the character model is just looks like the character model from the games. Sure. It's so strange. But I know at least our opinions of this are divisive.
Yeah, it's not like we're slamming it. It's like
right.
It is though. It's the teeth are weird.
Yeah.
It's every time they smile or open their mouth and you see all of them in there, it's a lot.
It's consistent with all the characters. Like, whenever they talk, like all I'm seeing are just like
big teeth.
The big old teeth. It's like a chipmunk thing.
Especially in the close-ups.
Yeah.
It feels like the models almost change in size.
There's that one scene where he like looks forward here and kind of like
is it
looks
like
up.
At the end?
I think it might be. Yeah. Like it's real kind of apparent here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if okay.
I just wish the teeth were smaller.
And there's like texture within the teeth too.
Yeah.
Like you can see the textures.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's just weird. So yeah, the compositing.
All right, let's keep moving forward.
Yeah, I could talk about that all day, so we're not going to do that. Are you referring to this when he lands, like how that?
Yeah, look at that. That's good.
That does look.
That's
really
like a
good.
solid shot right there.
Yeah,
and
like the way how he kind of comes in.
He anticipates down and back up. The weight looks good. there's a lot of secondary action happening here
with
and
his gloves and his like dreadlocks and stuff.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Like the snow effects really help it too.
And these are the scenes that I'm sure that when we see them in the theater are going to look really good on the big screen.
Sure.
But then there's parts of the scenes where it feels like they put, and this happens with animation and movies. We know this. You have to crunch a deadline. You have to get something out.
Yeah.
So you have to focus on certain scenes and then make certain scenes, and they don't really communicate as well. What I've been seeing with the trailer thus far is we'll get stuff like this, but then some of the scenes just they don't have the same amount of care put into the animation.
And we're gonna notice that in particular with one shot in the trailer where Knuckles interacts with what's his name? Dr. Eggman's like Snively character.
Snively Bay.
Snively Bay, yeah.
He's like in love with Eggman.
He is. I mean, Sonic says a line about the Winter Soldier here, and it's just more like that pop culture quip stuff.
They jam pack it, stuff it like a hot pocket with it. It's a lot.
Oh, the Winter Soldier, like I in terms of Ben Schwartz voicing the character, I kind of wish they had gone with someone else too.
Like who? Who'd you want?
I don't even know.
Sonic sounds like an old man.
Yeah, maybe someone like a little more youthful in their like delivery and whatever else. Like it makes sense for Knuckles to kind of have that more like hardened.
He's a hardened warrior
voice.
It fits his character because he's bigger than Sonic too, right?
Yes.
So like it just
he's like older than Sonic as well.
Oh well, see, I mean, like it fits. It feels right.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, what were you gonna say? The same thing.
Yeah, like I don't know who else should voice Sonic the Hedgehog, but it probably shouldn't have been.
Would you want an old voice from the games to do it, or would you want like a new actor?
I mean, personally, within the games, I liked Ryan Drummond and Jason Griffith. It would be insane if they got Jaleel White to come back to voice Sonic. That'd be so cool. But I guess he doesn't have the star power of a.
I think Meryl Streep should do it. Personally.
Yeah,
Meryl Streep
sure
could do anything acting wise. I think she could really bring something to the character.
Absolutely. So this is kind of a weird bit of animation here.
The physics right here.
How it kind of just snaps.
The frame, like it's the camera angle, but it's right the frame's right after this. Watch, keep going forward.
Okay.
That makes no sense.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
it's like the arc.
Yes, but it's also the slow in and slow out of it.
Right.
So if you play it, you'll see it. It doesn't feel right.
Let's play it. It might actually be a cut in the film.
Even if it is, this is one shot, my man.
It looks like they just kind of cut that in.
But okay. Here's my problem, right?
I'm listening.
This is my big problem with the movies and like studios in general when we're looking at this stuff, right?
Right. I'm listening.
Okay. When we got like YouTube channels and people that are putting stuff together, we're smaller teams,
right?
And we're still looking at quality control and looking for incremental changes. And every time we make an episode, we're trying to make it better moving forward, right?
We are, yes.
They have huge teams on these films, and they have people.
How is this happening?
Like, quality control is supposed to be like you go through, you watch the trailer's about to come out. It's supposed to get done within a certain amount of time, so quality control can sit and go, hey, there's a weird cut here. Oh yeah, we can go back to that and fix that. Hey, there's weird things happening throughout the scenes here.
Maybe we should look at this part again.
Right, but that's why these sets, they have all of these people on set because it's a big job, and so you're supposed to like be looking out for each other and all that. There's a scene later that you pointed out with the sign that's like blurred out, kind of funny or what.
It's weird.
But there's people that's their job on set, and it's also another reason why I think that, you know, below the line production people, and that's for anybody that doesn't know, that's like basically it's not your main actors and like the director and people, like it's like the PAs, it's the grips, it's the
people making
the people doing the lights, it's the
right,
people doing
right,
the
right,
sets,
right.
like that kind of stuff. People who don't have percentages in the movie,
correct.
they're so important to production. Like you may
They're the
feel like
lifeblood.
they are. Like
Yeah.
they make everybody else look good and
Right.
help get everybody that's on the main side of things
Mm-hmm.
to be as good. They take care of everything. So when you look at it like that, I'm just kind of like, how does this stuff? You're just sitting it with a fresh pair of eyes. You sit down and you
Right.
go, wow, that's jarring. Why didn't anybody say anything about that? And that's an important role that quality control has, because you got these editors, they're sitting in the same position and they're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And
Right.
it's something that happens with humans, where we will just start to automatically correct in our minds what's wrong with it, so you might miss it. It's why we go through drafts of writing scripts and everything else.
It's like
So
it's like when I was rendering out a scene for the new animation, and it's supposed to be Dark Sonic, and I rendered out a clip with his arms still like peach colored,
right,
and we had to go in and be like, oh, it's a darker color here,
right, we got to go back and look
and
at
like
that.
and re-render that stuff.
But that's it's kind of like you know, when you see stuff like that, I go like, wow, how did this get overlooked, and how did we not go, we got to work on this?
Right.
Anyway,
No, it's true. It's true. But like that's so anyway, he's kind of moving forward here, and this all makes total sense, right?
it's okay.
This sequence too of him kind of like falling down is a little weird, like physics wise.
I would have liked to see him turn more, like
Right. Yeah.
rotate out down the mouse, like scaling down it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, funny enough, like it has nothing to do with this movie, but Kratos from God of War,
Oh,
when he's
okay.
like using the blades of chaos to like scale things, and he's sliding down stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks great. There's just something about this that doesn't have the same. It needed to turn more into the mountain and have him scale more. Like I get the free falling thing that's happening, but that, like, it feels like he's high fiving or slapping the mountain.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like he's like really gripping into it and like using his hand to control his body through the air and all that.
The way in which like he falls down the mountain too, like it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense physics wise.
Right. There's just not enough happening.
There's not enough
The
weight.
thing I do like about this is when he does grab the mountain, you could feel the pull.
Right.
That feels really good. The weight there feels good.
Oh yeah. It's just like the rest of his body
Right.
kind of moving around that. I do like the reference to Sonic Sat AM with like because like I think that Sonic had a like a brown backpack too. But anywho,
But it's stuff like this, like I just want to see a little more like thought in the angles and stuff like that, and the perspective.
we had that same issue too when Sonic in the first reveal trailer, when he jumps off the building, he like puts his hands behind his back and like kind of falls down, and like that seemed a little strange too in its execution.
Sure.
I guess it's similar to what we were just talking about here, but so nice scene.
Yeah, this is composed well.
You were saying that this actor,
I always forget his name, but
Yeah.
my man has looked the same forever. Like,
Yeah.
he hasn't changed. Whatever fountain of youth he's found, or like
carrots, nothing but carrots.
only beta carotene for
Yeah.
this man. He's looked the same. And
Look at him, he looks great.
he looks fantastic. That's not the
so-
issue.
it's
It's
handsome.
just strange
Right.
that he's never looked different.
It reminds me of and we were talking about this yesterday. Patrick Stewart, yeah.
Same.
Like just gets to a certain age and just
This
doesn't age.
This is it forever. I look this good always, forever.
Like look at the smolder he's giving to.
Yep, that's the
Like-
same smolder he has in every show, every movie. It's the same. My man hasn't changed. This is who
Like
he is.
all I'm looking at is his phenomenal boutonniere.
Yeah.
And it's like his it just looks great.
So I guess another thing that
Yeah, no, right. I like how the Sonic 1 theme is being played here. It's the yo-yo. How did he get that image? Did he take a picture of Sonic when he had the?
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of. I mean, I guess you could say, oh, it's movie logic. It's not like you shouldn't worry about that. It's just a fun Easter egg.
But they could have had something else that would make sense, right? It makes you think, like, when did he get that picture?
It just looks like an image that he grabbed from the first movie and pasted it onto his phone.
That would be weird. Somebody's following him around, taking pictures.
And then there's the Green Hill Zone theme, so it's like, okay, did that happen in this universe? Tails dead, confirmed.
Tails is dead in this scene. He's been killed.
So Sonic must have gone down the hill to save Tails, and Knuckles went after him.
That makes sense.
Right? And Tails has got his cute little backpack there, and his tails look really, really weird. It's like animatronic tails that you would see at Chuck E. Cheese's that have been like around for 20 years.
Mr. Cheese's tails.
Yes, the Mr. Cheese's establishment. So like, man, I gotta stop harping on the designs, but like, there's just another thing I noticed.
Well, let's go. Yeah, this all look pretty good.
Yeah, this looks cool. It's looking great.
Okay, so
Snow, my God.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
so that huge crime against humanity.
Dude, look at
that.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Snow, my God, was a bit much for me. I was like, what are we doing? The ring when Tom throws it.
I'll go back.
Okay, there's nobody behind him.
Right.
But then there's people behind him in the next scene. So I can only assume that he must throw 2 rings at some point.
That doesn't make any sense. Because look at
right.
He throws here, and then it opens up.
This, to me, is a huge editing mistake.
And now, oh my goodness, you're right.
Right. This is what I'm talking about with quality control. If you're sitting down watching the film and you go, why is he throwing the ring? And but the follow through is the ring is continuing. So that means we just had a single on Tom.
Everyone ran in front of Tom in that moment because the next shot needed that.
Unless Tom is the controller of time and space,
a chaos controller.
I'm okay with. Like if Tom
I'm cool with that, dude.
If Tom is further the man, I'm in.
Yeah, whatever makes Tom more cool, I'm all for.
But that's egregious to me.
He just opens up like a different movie, like a different video file here. You know what I mean?
A whole different shot. Anyway,
it would have been really cool if, like, when this opened up, a blast of winter air hit everybody.
I guess that,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like at that time, that would have felt better because it happens, I guess, later in this trailer with the snow
and everything else,
but
right?
I think that would have been cool, what you're talking about, if the air came through and you could really feel that.
You could even do a joke with like a little dog.
Sure.
And it
or
gets all...
You know what would be cool?
What would be
As the snow continues to come forward to them, the air picks up.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It starts low and then it picks up.
Right. Let's continue. I'm thinking about how much cooler it would be. Okay. So, Snow, my God.
Huge violation on the play.
Yeah.
Penalty 5 yards.
That is just
game over.
That's just rough to see, rough to hear. This is pretty good. The composition here.
Yeah.
I like this. Tails is dead.
The snow feels very disconnected.
Yeah,
this
snow
is
not
probably
looking...
the effect out of the trailer that I liked the least was this.
Right.
When the snow comes through. It doesn't feel good.
And like, it's supposed to be a gigantic snow, like, look at all this snow that's kind of coming out. But then, like, only a little bit. Maybe the ring closes before more can get in there. No.
It doesn't.
Oh, my goodness.
Like,
it should just be
an avalanche,
It should be billowing out like a...
I mean, let's say for the sake of progressing the story, I would imagine if they had the actual amount of the snow coming through the mountain, they'd all be dead.
Probably.
Like Tom, his
Yeah,
family.
they all would be dead.
But it's still, but that would make sense, right?
Right.
If that's what's happening, they needed to have the portal closed.
Exactly.
Like it shouldn't have stayed open, otherwise, catastrophe is happening.
I like how Tails is just knocked out here, and he's gonna hit the ground,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and there's just gonna be more cranial damage.
Double concussions.
He's gonna lose all his rings here.
Two,
It's
two for the price of one.
It's not good. So he's coming out. People are flying everywhere.
What looked good staging wise, are the pieces of furniture that fly around.
That's true.
Like
That's
all that
cool.
looks really good.
That's cool. What does Sonic say when he gets up? Is it like "Hello, Hawaii" or something?
What does he say?
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Another. Okay. So I mean, that's just like a consistent thing. It's never.
Stuff.
I think it was like 36 minutes in the last Sonic movie where we got a chuckle out of it. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like it was something funny that.
He made a comment on Tom's tight T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was
That was
hilarious.
that was funny.
That was really funny.
That was really funny. Tails now has a backpack, and I guess like he looks a little bit more like Tails now.
I don't know how I feel about Tails and the smoldering look, and
He is like. He's like not Tails in this movie. It seems like Tails has already gone through
Tails
his
is Sonic.
Yeah, he's already gone through his character arc, knows who he is, and knows that he has to support Sonic.
Which I'm very curious as to, I guess, right? I guess it means Longclaw must still be alive. How else does he know about Sonic?
Yes,
Like,
unless it was foretold in the ancient prophecy.
of his tablet?
The stone, yeah,
his digital
the
tablet?
miles,
that
the miles of watch. He searched for Sonic on Google.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so like, what we've noticed throughout a lot of this is that Tails is. It doesn't really seem like Tails, especially like early Tails, where he's like kind of has like a little bit of the hero worship going on for Sonic and wants to
Right.
be there for him and wants to prove himself. And it seems like he already kind of has that character arc, at
Yeah.
least somewhat resolved. Maybe, well, they had to make more room for Knuckles.
Sure.
So we hope I'm not too late. Did you like the animation there when he says that?
Yeah, I really like the secondary action and everything that's happening there, too.
Yeah, I like
it's
how
solid.
his mouth kind of moves
Yeah.
with it. I hope I'm not too late. And what does she say here?
There's
What?
two of them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she says there's two of them now.
She really doesn't like Sonic. She is like,
She doesn't.
the bane of her existence is this hedgehog. And the
She
fact
doesn't
that
like
it's two of them-
Sonic or Tom.
She
or
doesn't like
Tails.
anything fun.
Yeah.
No good things in life,
Um.
except for the husband she's getting married to. He's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I wish them the best. Let's continue here. Original film.
Original recipe.
Yeah.
Donut steel.
There's something new. Robotnik's back. That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's playing Sonic 3
I
and
really
Knuckles now.
like in that shot the reflective nature of the snow in the highlights.
I
'cause
think it's
that's-
actual real snow, but you're saying the snow on the model.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It matches well with the snow on the ground.
It does. They did a really good job. But
yeah.
that's like stuff that they probably had to do in other movies.
Sure.
So,
It looks good though.
yeah.
I like it.
This effect is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice transition there.
The spaceship looks really good here.
It does look good. Like these effects look really cool. They got the smoke and Eggman coming out, and we got new Buzz Bombers and different things like that. I mean, it's Jim Carrey, so he's just gonna
Just kill it.
he's gonna kill it exactly. Now, the Master Emerald, I guess, changes in size because like it's this size here. Then later on, it's like a smaller size when Sonic is running away with it.
Sam was pointing that out.
He was. Yep.
From Sam's procrastination station. He was pointing that. We were watching stuff.
Yep.
Good. Good stuff over there.
Good, very, very good content and great analysis.
But yeah, that was kind of weird to see.
Right. A lot of this, like,
This scene.
it doesn't look super good.
No,
this is
another
real
one
into
of
it.
the disconnect. Like the compositing doesn't look that great.
It just looks like he's standing in front of a green screen,
Yeah.
and like they didn't shoot with a long enough lens to kind of flatten the image.
The next shot also doesn't sell it very well too.
Okay.
You'll see when he's like getting blown away. Everything does not feel right. It feels like my man is in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
Knuckles doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Like it's all.
You got the human characters, you got the robot character, you have the strange looking Knuckles, you have like the CG forest.
Yeah, and it has a lot to do with the light logic. Like it's not there in this scene. It's that they didn't do enough matching.
Right. Maybe the grade could have been a little stronger here too.
Yeah.
It looks like Sonic's walking in on this.
Yeah.
And seeing this stuff. Oh no, but now it's something different.
It's
Okay.
a whole different area.
This is cool.
This looks good. The
But this is
building
like-
feels good.
This is all CG, right?
Yeah, but also the waterfall doesn't look like it matches in the same area. Can you kind
Right.
of see it? Like the light logic there doesn't feel quite right. Things don't like taper off and blend off very well in these bigger shots, and then it feels disconnected. It feels like the edge here was inserted.
It's like a weird matte painting. Like
Yeah.
instead of compositing all of this into as one image rendered out, it's like, all right, we're gonna take the sky, we're gonna take this, and we're gonna grab these components here and these effects and throw Sonic up over here.
Right. And I'd say that's probably the most consistent thing through the trailer that I've seen in the stuff I didn't like is just the compositing isn't quite finished. It doesn't feel
Right,
finished.
right. It just needs more time
Yeah.
to like, for the artist to kind of blend everything in together.
Mm-hmm.
And like another example, like
Yeah.
the cartoony mushrooms and the realistic grass and like the photorealistic kind of like sky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
It just kind of feels like
like the quills.
different things were pulled together rather than it feeling like it's within the environment.
Right, right. Like different just components, kind of, you know, because like we're seeing more of Sonic and Knuckles in Tails' world.
Yeah.
Here. It's weird because like when we saw Green Hill Zone in the first movie, all that looked really cohesive.
Yeah.
You know.
The grass here feels good, but then the mushrooms don't feel good.
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of like, you have this weird disconnect that happens. And
Because like
then
realistic stuff, not super
even
realistic.
the sky doesn't look quite realistic.
Right.
It feels like DreamWorks, like
the
Shrek.
DreamWorks.
Like
Oh
the
yeah.
sky from Shrek.
Yeah.
It's which it looks good on its own, but then combined with the other stuff, it feels weird.
Right. So he's coming in here. There's the electricity effect
Boom.
that I'm just not. I'm not super big on the.
I think the biggest issue that I have with it is that the readability of the character is lost through the lightning.
Right, and even in this scene, like he's moving. I'm not seeing too much of an arc here. Maybe it's just the rapid nature in which he's coming out of it.
Sure.
I like how everything is always exploding in this
Yeah.
movie. Like stuff's all like a bunch of water.
All that stuff looks really good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is it. Space Porcupine.
Yeah.
So
man.
something we want you guys to kind of focus on here is the relation, like how Knuckles is holding this character, and like it looks like they're just kind of keyframing his glove
Yeah.
onto the model, and like there's no kind of cohesion to it. Like, let's just watch this in motion here. Do you see it? Like even here, how it kind of like stutters out.
Yeah. There needed to be more of a fluid motion
Right.
so that he could feel stronger. There's too much happening, and his action doesn't read well with the other guy's action because of the limpness of the arm.
Right.
So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If anything, we should see him struggling and him going, "Oh, this is no." I like. This
Like
is
he's
easy.
just so he's keeping his hand kind of
So I guess
settled.
if we could look at it, is like his hands here and Knuckles' hand is like this.
Right.
But it looks like he's just kind of gripping his arm between what would be his thumb and his pointer finger,
Right.
as opposed to putting his whole glove over
Like-
the top of his arm and pulling it down and pulling it back towards himself.
Right, because then he could have like fallen over a little bit.
Yeah. Now, this is what I will say about that. It is definitely difficult to stage out a real human character versus an animated character and
Right.
make it look right.
Right.
But you know who does it really well? And it's a very old film. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah.
It's phenomenal.
It is very, very well done.
But that's what I also what I mean by like some of the stuff felt rushed.
Mm-hmm.
This scene feels like it was rushed in the animation department.
Right.
Because the blocking of the actors here is pretty good.
Yeah.
The framing's good. You can see everything pretty well. It's following as the camera pushes in. It's following the rule of thirds, pretty well, so you can see everything. But
It's a nice
Knuckles
camera movement,
Yeah,
yeah.
Knuckles just doesn't feel right in the scene. He feels completely separate.
Right.
He feels insert.
And I think bringing up Roger Rabbit is like a really good thing to kind of compare a lot of this to, because there's like a cartoon logic in that world that
Right.
I would have liked to have seen more in these sets of movies.
Sure.
Like I would have liked to have seen the characters more cartoony, and like they can still be 3D animated, but like they're still like of a separate kind of logic than like the human characters in like this human world, and it's really emphasized here in this point when he like when he pulls him down here.
I like this guy's suit. It's very clean,
Yeah, absolutely.
very snazzy.
He's like they're like these two work well off each other.
yeah, they look great.
Like,
they have good chemistry.
Yeah, they act really exactly. It's well acted. Yeah, man. But once we saw this scene, we had to really like this. This might have been the scene where we might have to kind of
Yeah.
come on in and talk about this a little bit.
It was like, whoa.
Oh no!
The light logic is off here too.
Right.
And I think that's really what it comes down to with these 3D characters and the real actors is like the better they're lit, the more you feel like they're in the scene. Even if the animation isn't quite there,
Right.
if it feels like they're there, you're more willing to go along with it.
Because it looks like the light's coming down here,
Yes.
and it falls, kind of tapers off here in his face and around here.
Right.
But I think they want to keep Knuckles' face lit. So like we're seeing like this part and this part maybe here needs to be like a little darker.
Yeah, and I would have kept, you could keep the saturation and the contrast high like they have it. Just
Right.
make the exposure lower.
Exactly. So I mean, I think it kind of falls back to what you were saying, where like maybe it was a little,
Felt a little rushed.
yeah,
But I mean, also, I guess that's the importance of quality control. Like
Right.
somebody to look at it with fresh pair of eyes and go like, hey, we should probably like look at this stuff.
yeah. Let's re-examine this scene here. He brings him down now. And it's weird too when he like the way he kind of like stutters his hand back.
Mm-hmm.
But that, yeah, this is funny with Jim Carrey. It's cute. He's just doing silly stuff. We got some interesting weaponry here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, I don't know if they've been using Robotnik's technology to kind of like further their own technology, kind of like in the games and stuff.
That would make sense because he's part of the government and he had been like in the first film,
Right.
he was like giving them high grade and high tech stuff and helping them with operations.
Yeah, so like this is to establish that, Robotnik is now a cut above where he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how he's using like Master Emerald power. You could even say Chaos power
Mm-hmm.
to,
This
to
explosion
destroy
effect
stuff.
in this scene doesn't look as good as the other ones.
yeah. This is looking a little a little wonky. The same thing with this train. It's looking like some of these effects. Maybe it's the light logic again. Isn't necessarily like playing out. One of these shots has like a blurred out window.
Oh yeah, it's the sign, right?
Yeah, the sign in one of these.
I think it might be a little further ahead.
You think so? Or is it when he comes out the first time?
It's the wider shot. There.
Here. I don't know if you guys can see in this corner. They can see, okay. Like, why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that blurred out? Like, what sort of story is going on here?
It's a seedy restaurant,
Yeah.
and it's where shady dealings go to happen.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I like to believe.
That's funny. Espresso pour over, because like you can see these clear as purple crayon. I like the green effects here.
Yeah, the green's cool.
Yeah, more long claw stuff. We get like another shot of tails coming at you. They're just coming at you. You can't do anything. Oh no, they're coming. So, I like the height difference between the two.
Another great scene of textures and environment.
Right.
That looks really cool.
Right, and then we're kind of walking out into it.
The light here looks great.
Yeah, I think it's because they're dealing. I don't know if this is all CG.
Right.
Or
Which
whatever.
maybe that ended up being a bit easier, but they're going through this cavern. Looks great.
Yeah.
The light's hitting them properly. It changes as they move through the environment. It looks really good.
Like they're using lighting properly here. This looks really cool. Oh my goodness. They're kind of canting the angle a little bit to insinuate some evil stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's just so indicative of Tails. Like he needs to gets punched in the face in this shot. No.
Because he's just unaware.
Yeah,
It's
he's just right, exactly.
That's all it is.
See those teeth. I think after this scene he gets knocked out and they end up going down the
That makes sense.
I
Down
think-
the mountain.
right. But like they're showing us so much of this movie.
That is. I just wish they showed us less. I just wish they showed us less.
It would have been really funny if another laser point came out and hit him in the eye and he was like, "Oh
Ow,
god,
my eye."
It's like, yeah, we've got these giant eyes. I guess like they're not goggle eyes. Knuckles kind of flying down here looks a little interesting. It looks like the tip of his foot is on like this part of the booster, but it almost looks like it's floating a little
Right.
bit. You know what I mean?
I would kind of wanted to see him like standing on top
Yeah,
with his arms crossed.
looking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like seeing Eggman's this thing he uses a lot. You know what I mean?
His little ship.
Like, yeah, this is like the ship from all the games.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
The shot around them. I like this. A lot of kind of everything's like a pun. It's getting cold in here. Let's heat it up.
There's a lot of that.
Like everyone's always just making jokes and talking like
There's
that.
a lot of that, and it's a lot.
We've seen this one. So kind of looking at this action here.
Mm-hmm.
So he hits this and grabs that and oh, it looks like we see more of that shot now. The one from earlier where he just kind of like pops into that frame. This is interesting.
He's exploding through.
Yeah, the way he's kind of running through here. It looks like he comes up and hits this thing. Boosh. Skadoosh. He's just impervious to explosions, dude.
They mean nothing to him.
Yeah, they mean nothing to this Sonic. Okay. That's a little different from what we had.
It still has the same issue. The jump is just because of frame, but it still has that same anticipation issue.
Right.
It hangs too long in the air.
Yeah, he was like just
And he doesn't like I see what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
but when he like kind of puts his arms together, he's supposed to be generating some kind of like momentum going
Momentum,
forward,
right?
but you don't feel it. It like kind of like lingers too long.
So we already saw this part.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a little more now.
But I like that part with him going down the mountain right here. This
What-
feels good.
Yeah, like the weight's good
All
here.
this,
As he,
this is really good.
then we see the shot with Knuckles again.
Uh huh.
That looks good. It's the Winter Soldier line.
I kind of wanted to see more of him kind of going down into this.
Right.
This part where the action starts, it doesn't feel as good. It feels stiff.
I think the anticipation for Knuckles is like punch here needs to be a little more.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It needs like there needs to be anticipation here. Then as he comes up, like big,
Yeah.
and then uses his whole body to slam. Ugh.
Pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
That's great.
But anywho, that's funny.
The wall slam feels pretty good.
It does feel good. Yeah, it looks like he's like the weight is being distributed. On April 8th. We've been
all of this stuff did not feel good the first
Yeah.
time I saw it, and it doesn't feel good now. The weight's not there with Sonic. Like, it feels very disconnected. I didn't like any of this.
It's just kind of watching this in motion. You can kind of feel it, not feeling super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a better positive attitude. that was a little funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movement here, like the way that he's scaling this car, but the way that his body is.
Yeah, and this is what I
It's-
meant by like the light and stuff, the effects they have on them. It's just It's too much. I think a bit less would help sell the.
I'm looking
animation
at
more.
this as opposed to
Yeah, because
what
if you
Sonic's
look at
doing.
if you look at his poses, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
but
he's
you
coming
lose
up.
all of it from the light. So I'd like to see a little bit less of it.
It looks like he's kind of curling in here real fast.
Right.
And I think the issue I had here with the arc is that it's just really, he needs to go further up to the car.
Further up,
As opposed to
you probably
being
need
able
to curve
to-
a bit more.
Right. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This shot right here. I like that. It's coming around.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than the Sonic from the games. He's not like destroying
Yeah.
the landscape and whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, he kind of did that last movie too, but it looks like he's gotten better in that respect.
But his poses here, like especially when he turns the corner, they feel he feels like he's sliding too much.
Oh, okay. Sliding as in like his.
And this is something we've been experiencing with doing our run cycles and making them better. Is like he's like not gripping the road quite right.
Right.
And it feels like he's kind of sliding.
Like here, you mean?
But
and-
it doesn't feel like he's sliding on the ground properly. It just feels like the model's not in the right pose for the animation.
Right. So he's kind of coming up here, then he.
Do you see the big, how like basically it's the same pose for like 3-4 frames,
Yeah.
and he's not really turning the corner,
Mhm.
and you wouldn't turn the corner like that. The physics don't make sense to heel toe running.
Right.
So,
Right. He'd
this
have to
actually-
do like a pivot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something we actually went over.
Yeah.
And for the latest animation we've been doing a lot of reference. I've been showing Jim a lot of reference on how it would work for pivoting and things like that, and that's why it just doesn't feel quite right.
Right. We also were looking at Sonic's run cycle here and how like, he probably should be further down
Mhm.
and like kind of moving a little differently to accentuate the speed.
Right.
But now we have. Oh, it doesn't have the logo on the truck.
Oh man, what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Toyota spots.
I mean,
I hope
I guess
we get
so.
egregious amounts of Olive Garden again.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I think everybody that
Yes.
sees the film should get free Olive Garden breadsticks.
Could you
with the
imagine?
movie.
Yeah, like you sit down and then they
Yes.
start giving you the endless breadsticks.
That would be great.
That'd be really cool. So for this frame, we had a little discussion about this. The framing here is a little, it's interesting. We would have liked to have seen them spaced out across the image more, right?
So like you could see Sonic moving towards the emerald and the Death Egg moving towards the like it's all converging on the emerald. But one of the things I was mentioning that is like a lot of the Godzilla shows and films and things like that do really good jobs with these big creatures coming out of
smoke and fog.
Right, by
right.
playing with the perspective and how they their blocking works when they move across screen.
Right.
I would have liked to see some of that happening here, as opposed to it just being
kind of lifting up, because like they're both doing the same kind of action here, and
because it doesn't lead you through the shot. It just goes to the Death Egg, and what I'd like to see is like a almost like an S trail or something,
right?
So you could get that feeling of like they gotta get to the emerald, and you're just seeing it. So
because like it visually would have told you, like if he was, like if he was here and Sonic was here and this was here, or if this guy was over here, and you could. But you're right. It's just like there they all are. They're not like in the center of the frame.
And it's still a shot that's framed well enough to see where you can see what's going on.
Exactly.
But this feels like a really important moment that I would have liked to see a little more done with it.
I mean, like the environment effects look really cool.
The smoke looks phenomenal.
Yeah, like blending with the CG here. This is an example of CG being done really well.
The compositing's really good.
Yeah. Sonic again. All messed up. I just have to like.
Yep, that's good.
Oh, so this is his foot. He's like real messed up here.
Yeah,
and
whatever
Tom
happened.
Grabs him before. It's Tika.
Tika's driving.
Nah, Tika's. That'd be insane if Tika was driving, put it on auto drive, came out over here and like grabbed Sonic.
That's cool to see her more involved with the film.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like seeing her in like that. In that kind of hero role too. That's awesome. Oh, it's our favorite. Him coming in here. This is neat. It's like another issue with the composition, like the planes lighting doesn't really match up with here. Like I can see why they would want to light this more so that you'd be able to see it, but it's not like the two just look composited together from different.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was something we saw before that was kind of an issue. But the shot with the missiles coming out looks really good.
Yeah, this looks great. And we've been this was a big shot that we saw. The true villain.
You really feel that drift.
Yeah. But that's weight.
Yeah.
Like maybe that should have been something for Sonic.
But that's what makes animations look more real and good, and especially if you're gonna have them be within a world that's supposed to be like our world.
Right. Because if they're in our world and if they look a particular way, you would have to assume that the physics would apply to them as well.
Right.
It's cool seeing him utilizing chaos energy. That's something that we haven't seen a lot with Robotnik.
Sure.
I think only the Sonic comics from the UK mentioned that like had an arc where he became, imbued with the power of the Master Emerald. Sonic shouldn't be. It's just not gonna work, bro. Like, come on, dude.
He even looks like, oh man, this ain't gonna work.
This is like a hardened warrior coming at you.
Jim Carrey there, seeing him like that,
yeah,
hilarious.
Dude, he's just so funny in this movie. Dude, Tom's house is just like
getting destroyed.
But
all this looks great.
Yeah, even that follow through of his leg kind of shooting up.
We are about to come up to a point that is just like,
oh
man,
boy, yep, this is another moment.
And I think it's probably like the last moment that's like the big.
Right.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Laid up.
Oh, there's some dialogue here that we'll have to kind of talk about too.
Yeah.
But let's do this moment first.
There it is. That right there, the lip sync is completely off.
Oh my god. I mean, all the dialogue. I mean, Idris's speech here is pretty good, but I really don't like the delivery of the line here with
No, it feels
with Sonic.
It falls to the wayside.
Yeah.
But my biggest issue with this is that the lip sync.
Let's take a look at this.
Unstoppable.
Oh no.
It hurts my
It does.
soul.
It does hurt to see.
It hurts because like if we were to like, it's moments like that that take
Unstoppable.
completely out. Jeez, I can't watch it again. It's too much. Like, and then
Oh, no.
the teeth in there too.
This maybe they overdubbed this and he was saying something else before.
Either way,
It's still not
it
good
doesn't
though.
matter. You don't then show it. It's like
Unstoppable.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's probably not the best. And then like this is kind of weak too.
Yeah. I think the slow motion and the water looks great.
Right. Yeah.
But I would have liked to see more with Sonic's model, like hit the water a little harder. It's just another issue with like running with your heel toe first.
Right.
The weight just doesn't feel too great there.
Right. Because
What
heel.
Yeah,
toe.
what I like is that they make the surface of the water feel like a hard surface.
Right, because he's approaching it at such a speed that
Right.
it is going to give some give.
Right, and that feels good.
It does.
And the only reason, like, for something like that where I would be nitpicky with something like that is because they slow it down.
Right.
If they just had him go through the shot, then it probably would have felt fine. But because they have an emphasis on a close-up and a focus there, it's like, okay, we have to do more here.
Exactly. So, that push is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the anticipation here. Comes over.
Mm-hmm.
Now we see Sonic here. He's like pretty upset,
Yep.
and he's coming down. But a lot of this electricity stuff is like kind of distracting from the action because I didn't even know what was happening. It was just like a
Right.
swirl of energy here.
I think it would have been a better shot if it was a bit wider too, just to read for
Kind
readability.
of wider, and maybe frame it so Knuckles is like here or something. Like, see those teeth. I know you love them.
It's disturbing.
And oof, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This framing's pretty good when he.
Yep.
when he comes
Framing's
down.
good. The weight feels good there.
Right.
The slide feels good here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that might be like some of my favorite moments here with Sonic.
Yeah. The push off from the wall with Knuckles in the next. That's great.
So like bam, bam, bam. Maybe a little more anticipation here.
Yeah, but it feels good.
Right,
Like,
right. The smoke effects here really sell it. Not super big on this shot.
No.
He just looks like baby movie Sonic. Yeah, it's just like, so he's kind of coming up here,
Yep.
and this is kind of an interesting scene. Like I think they're moving very linearly here.
They are, and because of that, it doesn't feel that great, and the light effects are kind of distracting, and I'd like to see more of a balance for readability.
Right. And then I think we have the text.
Yeah.
I think that's our.
Oh, no.
no!
Yeah,
I thought it was over.
Right.
But then this is like a very interesting decision they made here with like the JoJo fists.
Yeah.
I've heard people say this is like a moment from Sonic X, where Sonic and Knuckles are kind of fighting here. But like, I'm not super into like how it was translated.
No.
It just doesn't seem like. It just doesn't really seem that good to me.
No.
Maybe a different approach could have been utilized here.
There needed to be for the poses, for all of the punching. It just kind of feels like he's just doing this. Like, it doesn't feel like he's going forward and striking and coming forward. He needed to have more of a rounded off shoulders, and really coming in and moving his shoulders and his torso so that you could get that feeling.
Right. And Sonic's like evasion of it.
It doesn't match all the fists.
Right. I'm with you, and like, because we're it would have been.
And this is, I guess, this is one of the reasons I would say that it needed to be more masterfully done for Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
He just had a whole thing. You're not trained.
Yeah.
So then he's clearly talking about himself.
Right.
This does not feel like a trained warrior. Like, especially if this is like he's throwing out this many hits.
Right.
There needed to be more done to that.
He needed to be.
You didn't need to have more of a, if you're going to have a striking stance from a boxer's perspective or any kind of mixed martial arts, something to where that felt like more like that. But that's not what you get here.
It's. I think what I wanted to see was a Dempsey roll.
Of course.
For Knuckles.
You just want to see Ippo come out.
I want to see some Ippo stuff here.
That would have been cool.
And Sonic dodging the Dempsey roll.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
But like, that's pretty good with the.
That's not how you like. That doesn't look right though. That doesn't look like a good hook.
I guess I'm looking at it more as like the animation of the anticipation and the.
Yeah, but if he was in a better stance, he wouldn't have to anticipate so far back.
Oh,
and
okay.
That hook when it comes over could have been bigger, and it would have looked really cool. When he hits, it just feels like,
Yeah.
Like it. I still like the weight of it, but I'm not really a fan of how he's utilizing striking here. I really like the way that Sonic animates this, though. He looks really good.
This is great. They have a lot of experience with Sonic, like flying around, getting hit by stuff. So
it's really consistent, but it's really good every time I do it. When he goes through the waterfall, that looks great.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think the banter here with Sonic is a little weak too.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I think my biggest complaint with the trailer is just too much. Don't show so much.
Yeah, we have like the third act fight here.
Yeah.
Between Sonic and Knuckles. Like, people have been wanting to see this for like the whole movie. Like, since the movie was announced that Knuckles was going to be in it. Mm-hmm. And now like we're seeing scenes from it now. Like we're seeing all this
lot.
This big action stuff, like. But
it looks like the fights are going to have a lot of back and forth though.
Yeah.
That seems like that'll be good too.
Yeah, really. It's cool. It looks like Sonic is getting better throughout this experience. Like, he's learning how to like handle himself a little more. So get tickets now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
That's the whole trailer. I think so far that it looks better than the first film.
I agree.
And
Reginald. I definitely agree. Like I said, we're gonna be there. We're gonna check this thing out.
We got to get hot dogs.
Oh, chili dogs?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know if they have chili at the theaters. We might have to sneak a can of it in.
Just sneak some.
Or we could just be like,
this
baller and just bring it in any like.
Chili's tomorrow. Hot dogs are today. There's no way we could possibly combine the two. Give System a shout out. We could eat chili dogs. You know, I'm surprised they don't do like a chili dog concession stand, but that'd get real messy real quick in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of people eating chili dogs.
What you just suggested, all the people that work at theaters probably hate you for.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. But I would like to eat a chili dog.
Yes. I tell you what, after the movie, we'll have chili cheese, hot dogs, and burgers.
Okay,
Do that.
that sounds
I'll
great.
cook it up.
Nice, dude. Well, that's man, oh man. All right, hot dog. Cool.
Yikes. All right. Well, that's pretty good breakdown, I think, of what we saw.
They had there was a lot of interesting stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. Kind of some similar issues that we had with the last movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Look like they're going to be prevalent here, but you know what? Maybe we'll watch the movie and it'll be like the best thing ever.
We just watched Sonic Movie 2, and it was the greatest film of all time.
There's no going back. Our lives now are Sonic Movie 2 until Sonic Movie 3 comes out in the Sonic the Knuckles miniseries.
I have to say, that's kind of strange that they announced the third movie before the second movie even came out.
Has that ever been done before?
I don't know. Like
when Empire Strikes Back came out, were they like, oh, guess what? Return of the Jedi's coming too, or Revenge?
Well, I know, like, a lot of the times they'll, like, mention in a movie series, if the first one does well, how many other movies are going to come out. But
Right.
It's not like we didn't know that the third movie was coming out. And so you'd think, okay, let's wait till the second movie comes out before we announce that the third
Right.
movie's coming out. But it feels like a lot of Sonic stuff,
Right.
which I guess is not necessarily a bad thing.
If you're a fan of Sonic.
Sure. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
Getting bombarded with it.
Not only that, but like, I always found it odd that they were bringing Knuckles into this second Sonic movie. I thought the second Sonic movie was going to be more about Tails and Robotnik,
Sure.
and then the third movie you'd have Knuckles. But they're just like, they're throwing it all in there, man.
And maybe that's why they got to do it. Maybe they're like, we're going to only have 3 movies, and we got to put as much as we can into it, and we got to get this done in a certain amount of time.
Because like, I would imagine that in the third movie we're going to see at least Amy Rose in Metal Sonic, or Amy in Shadow, or maybe Amy won't exist in this universe. No
Oh.
Amy.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But
Amy's out.
Amy's out. Sorry.
Shadow's in.
They put like Princess Sally in instead. That'd be really funny. Do you think we'll see Longclaw?
I mean, if nothing else, in a flashback scene.
Yeah.
There's so much owl stuff. Longclaw
Yeah.
has to show up. There's no way Longclaw's not showing up.
It's true.
Maybe Longclaw comes back and saves the day, and Longclaw's all like juicy jacked and like
You think she's like ripped?
just ripped.
Just rippling
Just-
muscles, ripped, rippling ripped.
Just
Oh my goodness.
comes through, smacks Robotnik,
Jeez Louise.
choke holds Knuckles, and saves the day.
Dude.
I think we have a new episode
Yeah.
to make with that.
I think we do. I was gonna say let's get in touch with Paramount and pitch the third Sonic movie.
Wow, I'm sure that'll go over swimmingly.
That would be so. It's like what? It's like seeing a kangaroo, like a ripped kangaroo.
Yeah,
Like it's just like, what is going on here?
their shoulders kind of sit weird, like forward,
Yeah.
and they're just
They got like
they can't put their arms down.
they got this like the 12 pack.
Yeah, it's like
It's funny too, cause like, we watched what was it, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Pump and Iron documentary, and like when they sleep in bed,
yeah,
they have to like sleep with their arms out.
because they couldn't put them down at their
Right.
sides, so they had to have pillows under their arms and stuff.
Could you imagine sleeping like that?
No,
So
no, that sounds horrible.
I guess that's how like Longclaw is gonna have to sleep like that then, and like
Oh yeah. But instead of sleeping on a pillow, in her sleep, she flaps her wings.
it just destroys the surrounding area.
Yes. She causes cyclones.
Well, I feel like we've got a little off topic with what all this has been about, but thank you everybody for hanging with us as
Yeah.
we went over the movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun.
It was fun.
Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
For hanging with me while we went ahead and did that. But I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to let you know that there'll be a new upload this weekend,
Yes.
Saturday at noon
Yes.
Pacific Standard Time.
There will be.
And we got some work to do, so I think we're gonna call it for now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, cool. I'm trying to think of what else
Yeah,
to say.
cool. Thank you, Sass. Thanks for joining. It was really good to have you all here. We are going to go back to working on Dark Supersonic Episode 2. We're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
We're very, very close. We're on the last final passes of animations on the scene, and then it's just lighting and rendering, and it will be ready to go. So,
Woohoo!
got a lot of stuff coming for you guys coming up, and we've been working real hard and excited to show you.
So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and do that stuff. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and